problem statement is selection sort. To sort the given list of elements in ascending order using selection sort. Hash include stdio.h. So here I need some identifiers. One is the array to read the elements. Next n is the number of elements. Next I require I for iterations. Next I require one more for the 2 iterations for sorting with the help of 2 for loops. That is the reason I require I and j, and I require one more identifier called index to point the exact position of the index. Next one more temporary variable. So these are the different identifiers which I require as part of my code. So first I would like to request user to enter the number of elements in the array or in the list. So how many number of elements which we require? Scanf %d address of n. So this is how we are going to read the number of elements. Next, after reading the number of elements, now I want to read the elements in the array. So here this is a logic for reading the number of elements in the array. Enter the elements. We require one for loop. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So here I want to read the elements. In order to read, scanf %d address of array of I. So here I am going to read the elements in the array. So depending upon the n number of values which I have given at runtime, so I am going to read all the random elements in the array. Now the next thing is we need to write the logic to implement the selection sort. So here comes the logic for selection sort. So according to the algorithm what we have processed, so now we are going to write the selection sort logic. Now we are going to write the logic for selection sort. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I can take n or I can take one element, the previous element, then I can use n minus 1. I equal to 0, I less than the number of elements minus 1, just to make the last iteration to be skipped. Next I plus plus. So this is the for loop, first for loop. Next in this for loop I am going to store the first one index, whatever the index value, whatever the I value which we get for the iteration, I am storing it in an index. Next for j equal to, I want to take the next j element, right? So here whatever the position of the second element, so how can I get the position of second element is I plus 1. How can I get the position of next element is I plus 1. J is equal to I plus 1, j less than n, next j plus plus. Okay, so this is the for loop for tracing the element, that is the second element. Okay, for every iteration comparing with the first element with the remaining all the elements in the given list. Now let me take this whatever the index value of this index equal to, let me update the index value here as j. Index value here I need to take, so this is the second for loop which I require. J is equal to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. So after this let me write the condition. So what is the condition we need to write here? If the given array of index, so here the index I is 0, okay, 0 followed by condition is greater than array of, now what is the j value? Okay, here directly I can also use I and j, array of j. If this condition is satisfied, then I am updating this index value with j. If this condition is satisfied, then I am updating the index value with j. Now this entire thing which comes in the second for loop, and in the first for loop I want to check one more condition. If whatever the index whichever we have took, that index value is not equal to the value of I, now I need to process for the swapping logic. If this condition is true, then I need to go for swapping logic, that is temp equal to array of I, next array of I equal to array of index, temp equal to array of I, next array of I equal to array of index, next array of index. This is very simple, swapping logic equal to temp. Now this is what which is there in the if condition. This is to be processed within the for loop. So this is how we are going to write the logic for selection sort. Now after completing the sorted process, printf the elements sorted using selection sort in ascending order are. So these are the elements which are sorted in the ascending order. Just I am printing those elements. For in order to print these elements, for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I less than n, I plus plus. I want to print these elements. Printf the elements within the given array in the sorted list are %d/t, comma the given array of I. The given array of I. So here we will be getting all the elements in the sorted order. Elements will be in the sorted order. Next, return 0. Return 0. Now let me give the input and check whether the given elements are sorted in the ascending order or not using the selection sort. So there is an error close. The error message what I got over here is there is an expected semicolon. So there is an expected semicolon over here. So let me give semicolon and let me execute the code once again. Enter the number of elements in the array. So let me give the number of elements as 5. So let me give the elements in the random. They are not in the sorted order. So my logic should make the elements to be in the sorted order. Okay. Now the given elements, whatever they are there, they are in the unsorted order. 34, 67, 3456, 56, 3423. Now after performing the logic, the elements what we got are in the sorted order. 34, 56, 67, 3423, 3456. So these are the elements now we got in the sorted order. Now let us see the internal steps of this. The internal steps. Before executing the internal steps, let me execute the code once again with less number of elements. So at our end, exactly whatever the internal steps are there, we will understand in more crisp way. So let me take the elements as 4 elements. Let me take the elements as 100, 20, 50 and 10. So these are the elements which are there in the array. Now as soon as I hit enter, the elements are in the sorted order 10, 20, 50 and 100. Now let us understand this code, how the logic is getting performed. Let us see the internal step. Now we have initialized variables, we have read the values in the array. Next, coming to the logic of this, for I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1. Now what is the n value? N value is 4. N value is 4. Let us check the condition. Is 0 less than, what is n minus 1? 3. Is 0 less than 3? Condition is true. Now index value is I, 0. For j is equal to I plus 1. That is, now what is the I value? 0. J is equal to 0 plus 1. J value is 1. J is less than n. J is less than n. 0 is less than, n value is 4. Is 0 is less than 4? Condition is true. Now enter into this if part. Now let us trace this particular code by seeing the internal values of it. The first, what is the value which is stored in array of index, array of I. In array of I, what is the value we have? That is, in array of 0, we have the value as 100. Is 100 greater than array of j? Now array of j is, array of j value is, j is 1. In array of j, what is the value we have? Array of 1, we have the value as 20. Check the condition. Is 100 greater than 20? If the condition is true, we are updating this index value to j. Now index is pointing to j. Next, increment again j value by 1. Now j value is, earlier j value was 1, now j value is 2. Earlier j value was 1, now j value is 2. Now again check the condition. If array of 2, array of the index value is, the earlier index value is 1, right? The earlier index value we got from j, the updated j value, whatever we got it. Here the index value is 1. The next iteration j equal to 2 and index value is 1. Now array of index is array of 1. Array of 1 is greater than array of j. Now what is j value? J value is 2. Array of index is 1. In array of 1, what is the value we have? In array of 1, the value is 20. The value is 20. Is 20 greater than array of j? J value is 2. In the index value 2, we have the value as 50. Is 20 greater than 50? Is 20 greater than 50? Condition is false. So if condition is false, again we need to increment the j value by 1. Now j value is 3. Check the condition. Is 3 less than, what is the n value? 4. Condition is true. Again it enters into the if part. That is, if the array of index. So here index is not changed. What is the index value we have? The previous index value is 1 only. There is no change in the index in the previous iteration. Array of 1 greater than array of j. Array of 3. Now in array of 1 we have the value as 20. Is 20 greater than? 20 is greater than the, what is the next array of 3? Array of 3 we have the value as 10. Is 20 is greater than 10? Condition is true. If condition is true, next we are going to change the index value. So what is the index value now we are going to update? We are going to update with the j value. That is, now index is 3. Index is 3. Next, increment again j value by 1. Now j equal to 4. 4 less than 4. Condition is failed. So now this particular for loop will be stopped. This for loop is stopped. Next, coming into the if part. If index is not equal to I. What is the index we got? 3. 3 is not equal to, what is the I value? I value 0. Is 3 not equal to 0? Condition is true. If this condition is true, now we need to process this swapping process. So what is the swapping? Temp. So please try to understand this. Temp equal to array of I. Array of I. Array of 0. In array of 0, what is the element we have? In array of 0, we have the element as 100. Next, in array of 0, we have the element as 100. That 100 we are storing it in temp. Now which is empty? Array of 0 is empty. Array of 0 is empty. In array of 0, what am I storing here? Array of index. Array of index. So what is the index which I got? Array of index is 3. What is the array of 3 value? Array of 3 value is 10. Array of 3 value is 10. Now we are going to store the 10 in array of 0. Store the 10 in array of 0. Next, which is empty? Array of index is empty. Array of index equal to temp. Array of index equal to temp. Now, what is the value which is stored in temp? 100. That is stored in array of index. Now, 100 is stored in array of 3. And in array of 0, we got the value as 10. Now, after this first iteration, we got the values as 10, 20, 50 and 100, right? Next, let us execute again the first for loop. The first for loop. Now, I value, what is the I value? I value is, even though the first iteration itself we got the sorted elements, but we need to trace again checking with the I value. Now, I value is 1. As I value is incremented, I value is 1. 1 less than n minus 1. 1 less than, what is n value? N value is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 1 less than 3, condition is true. Then again we are processing all the internal steps and we are checking the condition. Here anyhow these elements they are not satisfying any of these conditions. So by luckily we got these elements are in the sorted order. So if at all if there are more elements, then we are going to process all the for loop iterations. Then once it is been done, we are printing these elements. So this is how we are going to perform the selection sort.